What do country star Johnny Cash, British actor Sir Michael Kane, Baseball Hall of Famer Ted Williams, and NASA astronaut Neil Armstrong have in common? They are all Korean War veterans. The Korean War was a UN effort to defend South Korea from the North Korean invasion and stop the spread of communism in East Asia. This three-year conflict from 1950 to 1953 impacted the lives of many of our modern heroes. Neil Armstrong, the first human to walk on the surface of the moon, was studying aeronautical engineering at Purdue University on a U.S. Navy scholarship when in 1949 he began flight training to become a naval aviator. On September 3, 1951, 5 days after flying his first mission in the Korean War, the 21-year-old Armstrong ejected from his F-9F Panther jet after it was struck by anti-aircraft fire on a low bombing run. In nearly 1 full year of service in Korea, the U.S. Navy pilot flew 78 combat missions and earned 3 air medals. Sir Michael Kane. Born Maurice Micklewhite, Jr., the future Academy Award-winning actor was drafted into the British Army in May 1951. In August 1952, he arrived in Korea as a member of the 1st Battalion Royal Fusiliers, stationed on the front lines along the Samakon River. Kane saw extensive combat and participated in dangerous nighttime patrols into no man's land. After contracting malaria and being discharged in 1953, he returned to London and studied acting. Kane's first credited film was hardly a stretch. He played a British private in the 1956 war movie A Hill in Korea. Ted Williams. The Baseball Hall of Famer smashed 521 home runs during his career in spite of missing nearly 5 full seasons to serve in the military. During World War II, the Boston Red Sox slugger trained as a pilot and gunner but did not see any combat. After playing just 6 games of the 1952 season and homering in his last at-bat, Williams was recalled for military service and deployed to Korea. Williams flew 39 combat missions as a Marine Corps pilot, including several as future astronaut John Glenn's wingman. The 16-time All-Stars plane was hit by enemy gunfire at least 3 times, and he was lucky to survive a wheels-up belly landing after one of his missions. Williams was formally discharged following the ceasefire in July 1953 with 3 air medals. Johnny Cash. Weeks after the start of the Korean War, the future country music superstar enlisted in the U.S. Air Force. After proving adept at radio communications, Cash was assigned to a unit in Landsberg, West Germany, where he served as a high-speed Morse code intercept operator. There he monitored transmissions from the Soviet Army, which was playing a covert role in Korea, and Cash claimed in his autobiography that he was the first American to intercept reports of the 1953 death of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. During his downtime from his highly classified work, Cash began to write songs, including Folsom Prison Blues, and practiced with a newly purchased guitar in a makeshift band of airmen dubbed the Landsberg Barbarians. After his promotion to staff sergeant and honorable discharge in 1954, Cash settled in Memphis and launched his musical career after signing with Sun Records in 1955. Edwin Buzz Aldrin. Armstrong's Apollo 11 crewmate also served as a decorated fighter pilot during the Korean War. After graduating 3rd in his class at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in 1951, Aldrin entered the U.S. Air Force and was assigned to the 51st Fighter Wing after scoring near the top of his class in flight school. The second man to set foot on the moon arrived in Korea the day after Christmas in 1951 and flew F-86 Sabre jets on 66 combat missions until the declaration of a ceasefire in 1953. Aldrin received the Distinguished Flying Cross for his service in Korea, which included the downing of 2 Soviet-made MiGs. Ed McMahon. The American television personality and decades-long sidekick to Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show served as a flight instructor in the U.S. Marine Corps during World War II but did not fly on combat missions. While working as a television host in Philadelphia, he was recalled by the Marines to serve in Korea in February 1953. McMahon piloted unarmed Cessna O-1E bird dogs on 85 artillery spotting missions over enemy lines until the ceasefire later that year. McMahon, who sometimes flew 5 missions on the same day, earned 6 air medals. John Glenn. During World War II, the future astronaut and U.S. Senator flew 59 combat missions in the South Pacific as a Marine Corps fighter pilot. After the outbreak of the Korean War, Glenn returned to the cockpit and flew 90 missions during 2 tours of duty, splitting time between the F-9F Panther and F-86 Sabre jets. In the last 9 days of the Korean War, he shot down 3 MiGs. After his service in Korea, Glenn graduated from a naval test pilot program and became the oldest member of the Mercury 7 astronauts. In 1962, he became the first American to orbit the Earth.